You are not scared of failing. You're scared of being seen to fail. Think about every time you want to try something new. Start that business. You want to get a new hairstyle. You want to reinvent yourself. Something holds you back. Now, you aren't worried about the action itself. You're worried about the eyes and the judgment of others. You're worried about the people in your circle. Friends from school, people on your fucking Facebook that you haven't spoken to in years. You might not want to admit it, but subconsciously, that is the case. The reason that you act this way is because you still apply the ancient rules that if the tribe doesn't improve, you are in danger. It's a part of our psyche as human beings. So what I'm about to show you is why you give so many fucks and how to finally stop giving a fuck. Now, from my own experience, I've grown up in a predominantly Pakistani community, and it's probably the same for a lot of other communities out there. And in particular, with my own experience, is the Pakistani community, we are very, very close. We are very tightly knit and intertwined. But the downside of that is when you go and you try something different and you put yourself out there, you can be demonized, ostracized, and criticized. And the amount of people that I speak to, and they're not always from Pakistani backgrounds, they feel that same pressure, that the eyes are on them, that they get on camera and they can't be themselves. They don't want to push their business. They can't speak in front of a room full of people. And what changed things for me was prison. I went into prison with that same thought pattern. And when I was left alone, when the letters stopped coming, I realized that no one really gives a fuck. And neither should I. Nobody really cares about you and your existence the same way that you think. Everybody is self-absorbed. Everybody's main focus is themselves. And it should be. You see, with tribalism, in the past, it used to serve us really, really well. It used to keep us safe. It used to make sure that we had food. There was a hierarchy. But in this day and age, we don't need to survive in the same manner. We want to thrive, right? We want to make sure that we can build the life that we want. And what modern day tribalism does is if you were to start the gym, for example, or sign up to a new program or a coach or a boot camp, you'll have those snide remarks. Who does he think he is? Oh, that'll last a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Just to pull you back into the tribe and not let you veer too far away from the pack. You see, approval doesn't protect you anymore. It actually limits your potential. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself? Why would you let the opinions of somebody else stop you from realizing your true potential? And if you want to know what your true potential is and what it is that you are leaving on the table, I've got a quiz below. It's free to take. Make sure you fill that in and put that to use. Another thing that I realized when I was in prison, it was on visits. And I used to hate visits because I used to feel like people used to come onto this desert island that I was living on, visit me, feed me, and fly away. And it was like starting my sentence all over again. But when I was in that visiting hall, we used to be in the same hall as the nonces, the pedos, the rapists. And they used to have their own separate row. And they used to have their own special vests. And we could see who was coming to visit them. And one observation that I made was, no matter how heinous or hideous or vicious their crime, there'd always be somebody there to visit him. And that was their mothers. So what I realized was the only unconditional love on this planet is from your mother. Not from your wife, not from your missus, not from your friends, not from anybody else, not even from your kids. The rest of the world is based on condition. And that's absolutely fine. Every single relationship that you have in your life, apart from the one with your mother, is based on a condition. So in reality, it's conditional acceptance you are scared of losing. Conditional acceptance. Keyword conditional. So if it's conditional, if it depends on conditions, why are you so scared of losing it? You're sacrificing your potential for approval. How does that even make sense? The opinions of others should not deter you from chasing your goals. If you truly want to be great, if you want to be exceptional, you must accept the fact that you are going to veer away from the average. That's why it's exceptional. It's an exception to the norm. But if you want to be a herd animal, if you want to be a sheep, that's absolutely fine too. But you have no right to complain about you not achieving the life that you want, the freedom, the money, the experiences. So the three things I need you to remember, if you truly want to stop giving a fuck, is their approval is not love, it is control. It's safe, it's predictable, it's non-threatening. Their approval, if you have their approval and you are okay with that, you're also okay with the fact that you are not going to grow. You have also got to be okay with the fact that your life is not going to change. The second thing that I want you to remember is that if you wouldn't trade your lives with them, their opinion means fuck all. The only people you should be concerned with in terms of opinion are people who have walked the path that you're on, that are ahead of you. Their opinions do matter. And when you are looking for opinions from people above you, they're typically supportive. They're typically constructive. Very rarely will you get negative feedback from those above you. It will always be from those beneath you. The final thing that I want you to remember is to build a higher tribe, where the rule is we back you when you win, we back you when you fail, and the only time that we are going to give you any sort of criticism, it will be constructive, is when you stop growing and when you stop pushing. People who are going to hold you to a higher level, people who are going to hold you to account. This day and age, we are under attack from all sides. From the feminists, from the liberalists, from the mainstream media. They want to keep you in a certain position. And I'm sure you're fully aware of that. And the last thing that we want to do is feed into and buy into the opinions of people who have been brainwashed by this shit, because that's what it is. In our community, we will call you out, not because we want to put you down, it's because we care, because we actually want to make you uncomfortable. We actually want you to grow. We want you to achieve everything that you set out to. We want you to win, because your win is our win. I've got details below in regards to how you can work with me and the different programs, so check them out. And what I want to say to you is, and I really want you to understand this, is the moment you stop giving a fuck, your life will transform. So I want you to stop living for conditional acceptance from the tribe and step into a tribe, step into a community that pushes you, that holds you accountable.